Imagine it's 9:12 p.m. You feel that tiny wave of tired. Your eyes sting, your brain starts getting sloppy. And instead of pushing through, you do something most people don't do. You listen. You dim the lights. You stop the heavy talk. You put tomorrow's stuff where you can grab it fast. Clothes, bag. One less choice in the morning. Then you're out. And at 5:03 a.m., you wake up without a sound. Not because you're strict, because your body trusts you. Have you ever noticed that certain people don't try to go to bed early? They don't negotiate with the night. They just hit this quiet wall and their body flips a sign like, "We're done." So picture yourself at 9 p.m. You're sunk into the couch. The room feels warm. Your eyes go dry like you forgot to blink. And your thoughts start to break apart. Not in a deep way, just sloppy. You reread the same line. You lose the plot of the show. You open your phone, close it, open it again. Most people treat that feeling like a bug to fix. So you stack tiny boosts. One more episode. A snack, a scroll, bright screen, loud laugh track. You're not even having fun. You're just trying to outrun the drop in energy. But the early riser does something that looks almost rude. They don't hype themselves up. They don't bargain like, "Okay, after this video." They don't turn tired into a moral test. They treat it like info. And if you've been told waking up at 5 a.m. is pure grit, this feels unfair. Because from the outside, it looks like they have more discipline than you. But here's the thing. They're not winning a fight you're losing. They're just not starting the fight. Now let's name what's going on. Psychologists call this interoceptive awareness. That's your ability to notice what's happening inside your body and read it right. Sleep pressure, stress, hunger. That tight chest before you snap at someone. That heavy head when your brain is done for the day. Think about it. Your body sends signals all day long, but most of us ignore them until they get loud. Interoceptive awareness is catching the signal while it's still quiet. It's hearing the "Hey, we're fading" message at 9:12, not at 1:40 when you're wired and mad you can't sleep. So when the tired cue shows up, you don't label it as weakness. You label it as timing. The eye burn, the heavy lids, the tiny drop in drive where even fun stuff feels like work. This wasn't laziness. It was your circadian rhythm doing its job, trying to line you up with sleep. Research shows people differ in chronotype, which is just your built-in sleep and wake style. Some people are morning types. They naturally feel sleepy earlier, and they naturally wake earlier. That means the 5 a.m. wake-up isn't a magic trick. It's the last domino. The first one fell the night before. And it shows up in normal places, not wellness retreats. You're at a late hang. It's 9:30. Someone says, "One more." Everyone's smiling, so you try to stay, but you feel your mood start to thin out. Not sad, not mad, just less steady. Your laugh gets a little late. Your patience gets shorter. Your nervous system is quietly telling you the cost. Most people push past that message and call it being social. Then they get home and wonder why sleep won't start. Their body is still on. Their brain is still chewing the night. And here's the part most people miss. The early riser isn't dominating the morning. They're avoiding a fight at night. The real skill is that you trust the signal. You don't override it. You don't make sleep earn its place like it has to be deserved. You respond fast, lights down, teeth brushed, phone away. And your body learns a simple rule. When I send the shutdown cue, you listen. That creates a tight loop. Consistent bedtime, consistent wake time, stronger circadian entrainment, which is just your body clock syncing up with the day and night like it's supposed to. So waking up early starts to feel automatic because your system expects it. Which brings us to the thing that makes early rising look like willpower from the outside. It's not the morning routine. It's the boundary you set when everyone else is still online. And there is something different about how you act at night when you're a real early riser. You don't just go to bed. You close the day like you're locking up a shop. Lights down, doors checked, register counted. Then you're gone. Imagine you wake up at 5 a.m. and it feels normal. No alarm panic, no bargaining. That only happens if your brain expects sleep at a steady time, so bedtime turns into a real appointment. Same wait as a doctor visit. You don't see how you feel at 10:30. You plan around it at 7. That's the part people miss. This wasn't being strict. It was self-respect in calendar form. You treat rest like it's a basic need, not a treat you earn when life calms down. But here is the thing. Nighttime is when the world tries to reopen your day. Group chats pop off. Somebody sends a meme at 9:58 and now you're laughing and typing. A friend calls real quick and suddenly you're in a deep talk. And the internet drops a fresh crisis on your lap, perfectly designed to make you mad. If you take the bait, your nervous system stays hot. Heart rate up, thoughts fast. That little edge in your jaw. Sleep doesn't start because your body still thinks you're on shift. So you build an evening boundary. Low drama, low light, low stakes talk. Not because you're boring, but because you've learned how stimulation delays sleep onset. You don't need a big speech about it. You just move different. You stop heavy talks after a set time, not forever, just not at 10 p.m. You skip intense news at night because you know you'll carry it to bed. You cut the bright screen because evening light tells your brain it's still daytime and it can push melatonin back. And you practice digital detachment in a simple way. Phone goes on the charger across the room. Not under your pillow, not on your chest. Across the room, where you'd have to stand up to get it. That one move changes what your hands do when you half wake at 2 a.m. Psychologists call this stimulus control. That's when you shape the space so your brain links one place with one job. Bed equals sleep, not debate, not scrolling, not just one more thing. Then you do the night before moves. Clothes out, bag packed, coffee set. You make the morning stupid easy on purpose. This is executive function in the wild. Planning, inhibition, working memory, not in a lab, in your hallway. You're using the same brain skills you use at work, just pointed at future you so they don't have to think yet. Think about it. When you wake early, your brain is online but not fully warmed up. So every tiny choice costs more. What to wear? Where are my keys? What am I eating? Which email do I start with? That's how you burn through willpower before the sun is even up. Research shows decision fatigue is real. The more choices you force early, the faster you drain your control. So you remove choices before they happen. You pre-commit. You set the first move. Now the mini scene. You wake at 5:03. The house is still. No pings, no voices. You sit up and you don't feel chased.